Hey everybody, my name is Hannah and I'm a senior in the hotel school. I'm from Saddle River, New Jersey, which is right outside New York City, but I'm in Ithaca for this semester. And a little bit more about me. While I do love the operations side of the hospitality industry, after I graduate, I'll be working full time for KPMG doing financial risk consulting in the capital markets sector. So, for question one, throughout my time at Cornell, I've had many experiences that I feel could be used to enrich the learning of people in this class. Primarily, I'm currently the president of Pi Sigma Epsilon, a business fraternity on campus. And while a presidential position obviously entails leadership, what I think is particularly interesting about this specific position is that I'm leading a 12-person executive board as well as an 80-person business fraternity comprised of some of my best friends. So, having this position has not only made me more organized and improved my delegation skills, but it has really taught me that to be a good leader, I must adapt my leadership style to each specific situation. Leading a group of my friends has really pushed me to soften my leadership style while still implementing all necessary tasks. I think that this will be extremely valuable in this class, especially since we'll be working on projects with our peers. I'm also the PR chair for my a cappella group, Nothing But Treble. And there are only 15 of us in this group, so although I have a leadership position, most decisions are made democratically, including the opinions of all group members. Working this way has really strengthened my listening skills as well as my ability to negotiate firmly and respectfully to form compromises. This is a skill that I find very important in working with a team and one that I feel will add to this class. Furthermore, outside of the Cornell community, I also have my real estate license and have worked several summers selling residential real estate in the Hamptons. So there are two aspects of this job which I really feel lend themselves to enriching the learning of students in this class. Primarily, while holding this position, I worked with a team of brokers to organize all listings and showings. So in doing so, there was a need for constant communication and coordination of schedules, client showings, and open houses. So, establishing this open channel of communication in order to achieve maximum efficiency and really avoid any redundancies in our work was crucial for this team to succeed. In addition to communicating with my team, this job also required consistent communication with other brokers and clients. As such a young agent, I quickly had to learn the art of communicating professionally and confidently in order to earn their respect and build up my reputation. I definitely felt a reluctance to trust from a lot of the older brokers and clients, so proving my intelligence by consistently being as professional and prepared as possible was necessary for me to succeed. And these are great skills I can definitely add to a team. So, on to the second question. In terms of my leadership style, I would say that I'm a pretty hands on leader. I love to be involved in the implementation process rather than just assigning tasks and waiting for them to be done. However, with this leadership style, I've definitely learned very well how to balance being involved with taking charge. I think it's very important when leading a team to make sure that members of the team know that they have their own tasks, which I trust them to complete. So, as a leader, of course, I'm there to support my team members and in any way they might need and make sure that they're set to complete the task. But after assigning someone a task, I've learned to be very careful not to overstep my boundaries in completing the task for them unless my help is asked for. So, as mentioned previously, I'm the president of my business fraternity, and I think this position has really influenced my leadership style the most. So, primarily, I realized I love leading teams of people my own age. I think that there's something very special about being able to balance workmanship and friendship, and it can lead to very productive and influential work. Additionally, I've seen leaders before me lead my specific organization through fear and act as though they're a step above everybody else. And as such, that's exactly what I try not to do. I try to lead through respect rather than fear. So if I ask someone for something, they do it not because they're scared, but because they know that if the roles were reversed, I would do the same for them. Additionally, as I like to lead teams of people my own age, I've learned to be very considerate of other people's obligations. As a leader, I think it's important to recognize that while you would like whatever you're doing to be the top priority of everyone on your team, that will most likely not be the case. And as someone who's involved in a lot of different things, I personally appreciate when leaders are considerate of my obligations and are potentially differing priorities. So I try to do the same for those whom I lead. So on to the next question. As a team member, I'm definitely very hands-on, organized, and reliable. I'm very much a fan of delegating tasks, completing work on our own, and then coming together and reviewing and rehearsing thoroughly before the final project or presentation is due. I would like to be on a team in which I trust all of the other members to complete their work to a high standard individually, and I think this makes it much easier to put together a solid final project. And of course, ultimately, it is very difficult to work together in this virtual environment. So I would like to create a strong common goal at the beginning of our project and then hold each other accountable to achieve it throughout. And on to the next question about my favorite team. I would have to say that my favorite team, a sports team, would be the New York Yankees. Growing up and still now, I'm extremely close with my dad. And since we live right outside the city, we go to all of the Yankee games that we can. It's actually funny. We were talking about how my first Yankee game was 19 years ago this week. So, really crazy. From a structural team perspective, the Yankees have a fantastic managing staff who take great care of the players, both physically and financially, and furthermore, their team values are, in my opinion, really in the right place. Between their charitable work, support for their developmental league, and the way they honor their past players, they run extremely well, and they also happen to win, so I love the Yankees. And then finally, on to the last question. My question for the class is, has there ever been a time during which your team experience went south? What was the issue, and what did you learn from it? Thanks so much. It was great meeting everyone.